gonna be real with you guys. I'm not doing too well right now. I don't deal well with endings. I like to commit to something and have it fill my life forever and never think about it going away. And I have embraced the mystery and uncertainty of life, which means when things end, certainly it is scary. And this past weekend was like a huge ending event. I feel like Elio at the train station. I don't really know where my life is headed next. An event I'd been anticipating for months ended. My two beloved friends who filled my apartment and my life and my days have gone back to their cities of residence, which aren't here. And 3 book clubs that I had been facilitating for 12 weeks now concluded all in one weekend. And I thought that would be like a wonderful celebratory time. I spent so much energy and was involved so deeply. I thought when those things were over, it would feel like a release and a relief and a lift, but instead I feel heavier than ever. Oddly, like sometimes when things, which is positive, like if something ends and you feel sad about it, canonically, that means that it was good. Smile because it happened. Don't cry because it's over type of thing. But now I'm just sitting here and it's like, I've gotten to a point where I have enough journal entries to prove that like I'll get through this. I'll recover. My emotions will even out and I'm doing my best to regulate them. And honestly, funny enough, vlogging is a part of that. Just accepting where you're at is like, I think that's like the first thing. And I think I've talked about this in vlogs before, but it's like the more that I try to like play defense and like ward off these feelings and pretend they're not there, like the harder it's going to be for me to actually resolve where I'm at. I guess what I want to say is that life feels like it's ending right now, but there's nothing that's beginning, I'm like, endings we can take as long as there are beginnings. So now I'm like, it's so hard because I'm like, I don't want to feel like I need to just like busy myself and stuff up my schedule and be like the most productive person ever. But I do feel like I want to continue learning. I want to continue like building community, and I will, because the book club isn't actually ending. Just The Artist's Way, which was a 12-week stint of the book club, did. So if you are interested in joining, I opened up more spots for the Patreon book club. So if you've held off until this point and you're looking for a sign, this is your sign. Let this be your beginning. Like, I need the beginning. Join my beginning, please. And then I actually have another beginning actually in 30 minutes because I signed up for my first Lingoda class because I got credits since they'll be sponsoring me. And actually, if I have a good time, I'll let you know because they'll be the sponsor of this video. If I don't, you'll know because they won't be the sponsor of this video. But I think I just really want to like have structured time where I'm learning and connecting. And the nice thing about Lingoda is like, okay, yeah, they do have private lessons that you can do if that's more your speed. But for me, like learning is always more enriching if it's a communal process and I can see how other folks are interpreting things and doing with things. And I like the social element of it. So I have my first intro class because I decided I'm going to revive things from my inner youth, such as Spanish. I went to Mexico City in November and got to use my high school Spanish skills again. And I was like, why don't I do this more? Because I really want to go to Cuba and experience culture there. So I'm like, let's get into it so I can be a better global citizen. And also like piano, trumpet, like these things that I was so enmeshed with and gave me such a sense of community. I want to revive those things as well. We'll get there. So if you're feeling low, get some sleep. Just go to bed. Put this video underneath your pillow and I will manifest a new beginning for you. I keep coming up with like dystopian influencer models, and the influencer model is that you can pay overnight fee for your favorite influencer to manifest things on your behalf. Because I don't know, guys, my manifestations have really been working lately and it's getting a little scary, I think that's enough. But let me know if anything has ended in your life and if anything is beginning in your life. I genuinely would like to know in the comment section below, and I may or may not be talking to you after this Lingota session, the start of something new. So I grew up in California, so I wanted to learn Spanish, so I picked Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I make vlogs about like politics, like moving to a new city, being in your 20s, just sort of whatever I want to talk about. It's kind of my job. It's like a part-time job. Soy de San Francisco y hablo inglés y un poco de español.
Perfecto. Okay, muy bien, Kathy.
So yes, you are seeing this footage because I did have a good time in class and agreed to have Lingota sponsor this video. If you're in a similar position of wanting, a new beginning, Lingota offers these language sprints in German, English, French, or Spanish, where you can get back into the rhythm of language learning again, especially if it's been some time off. You pick the time and the topic, but you take one lesson a day if it's a super sprint, or one every other day in a sprint, if that's more manageable. And if you complete the sprint, you get 50% cash back. And if you complete the super sprint, you get 100% back as motivation. Being a beginner is hard, but without consistency, I found it can feel like even more foreign. So click the link below for more information on these sprints, or use my code for 20 euros or $25 off your registration. Okay, like I am a little giddy after that. Mood switch up, major mood switch up. It's breathing new life into my spring to know that I'll have like learning to focus on, and not all is lost. It took 5 days, and then one day I walked out of my house and I looked up at the tree and there were these red little buds on it, and it made me happy, and I was like, oh, I'm back to experiencing dopamine through simple little things again. Because before, it would have taken a big dramatic thing to hit my tolerance level, because I'd gotten to a point where I was like, that I had to like reset basically. And the way that I did that was actually by depriving myself further. I was like, okay, if these little tiny hits of dopamine are not phasing you, let's just reset the system completely and not engage. Don't let yourself start your day on the dopamine fritz. Like, start slow. And I do morning pages every day, which is 3 pages stream of consciousness. It basically cleanses my brain. Babes, I'm back to more eccentric street thinking. Considering friendship on this fine evening. And sorry, I thought I was brave enough to emote on the street, but turns out I wasn't, because there was a woman behind me, and as soon as I noticed that she was listening to me, the entirety of that time, I shut the hell up real quick. But what I was going to say is, one of the true joys in this lifetime is meeting and spending time with people that you can let your belly hang out around. Like what I'm talking about is like when you get so comfortable and close around someone that they almost reach the family tier, where you feel like there's really nothing you could say that would change their mind about you. Like, you just feel so obscenely comfortable and almost like a heightened version of yourself. Like, I think that's a very common thing that you'll hear in romantic relationships, is like, oh, you're my better half, like, you make me a better person. It's so iconic when you can find that in a platonic friendship, like, and you truly feel like they bring out your best qualities and make you just the most attractive version of who you are. Like, you just feel the most alive, most present around them. I was just reflecting on that tonight, because it's the most stark when you're maybe around a group of people where you don't feel that way about everyone. You don't feel like people really understand you or get you or see you. And so it's like when that one person does, it's even more noticeable. So if that conjures up an idea of somebody, leave their name below. Let's create a I wanted to say like tablet, like they would do in the Greek days, but like literally like not epitaph. Let's just create, not a memorial. Everything I'm saying right now sounds like they're dead and we're remembering them. Let's create a section in honor of those people in the comments down below. Shout them out, text them, tell them you love them, send them this clip of the video and tell them that's them. Because it really is like, it's not scarce in that like, I know every single person watching this will find one person in their whole lifetime, like at least one that makes them feel that way. But it is scarce in that like, not every single person in your life is going to feel that way, obviously. Like you're not going to feel that strongly towards everyone. I think when I'm feeling down like this, it really calls my social life into question of why I can't just have it like that all the time and what decisions I made to lead myself here and what systems are in play. Like I know the systems that are in play that are causing me to feel like I'm more isolated than I'd like to be. I want to be around my friends all the time. Like I'm an extrovert to like a debilitating extent where it's just like if I could choose to literally just be around my friends 24/7, I would. And probably some of you are like, well, that wouldn't make it special anymore. No, wouldn't matter. I would take it. I would take it 100 times over. So I'm like, oh God, how do I find a way to be around my friends literally all the time when they're in a million cities?